mining programs that were around and systems, not in the US, but internationally, but also importantly, through tremendous amount of information from other industries in the US, the nuclear industry, the aviation industry, the offshore oil industry, the chemical plants, in order to develop the best possible system that they wanted to use for mining. So the CORESafety is not based necessarily on what mining companies do around the world. It's based on what industry does around the world. While the CORESafety provides a common roadmap and a language to achieve that goal, and this is an important factor, it does not specifically say that a mining company has to change. You may have a system which is as good as this. What we are saying with the CORESafety, look at your system, evaluate your system, and if you meet our requirements, then you are fine. If you are not, you have to take action. So we recognize that there are different companies in terms of size, in terms of culture, in terms of degree of difficulty of mining, and they have different approach to safety, and we embrace that. We don't want to provide one formula for all. You may know better what is best for you, but what we do know is, in order to be part of CORESafety, your system has to meet certain criteria. And that's what is the CORESafety all about, is developing criteria and pathways to get to where you need to be. The main key words of the CORESafety is plan, do, check, and act. You can see these words in this little circle there. Plan, and here is, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 certain actions that involve with planning. Then you get to do, which is actually do your work. Then you go to check your progress, evaluate, get feedback. And act is when you take what you learn and the performance that you have and you interject it on the planning again. So that is a continuous system. It never ends. This is not a process that is ending. If it was ending, it would be a program. Program has a beginning and an end. Process is to infinity. System is to infinity. That's what is the basic aspects of that. In order to help guide companies who needed more help than others, what NMA did, develop a system of 20 modules. And this is basically what you have to do, and if you're doing it, that's fine, you have to show us in order to be part of the CORESafety. Now, if you go to the website of NMA, remember, National Mining Association, if you go to their website, you will see all this is free and available to everybody, and you can click in any of the 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20, and find all the information you want. Developing this cost an enormous amount of money, these companies, but they have made it freely available to everybody. So everybody can go at the website and pick. If you want some help with emergency management, you can go there and see what is the best way to have your emergency management. So the coloring scheme then is the dark brownish kind of things, leadership development, responsibility, the 1 to 7, all have to do with leadership. Because under the CORESafety, the most important thing is leadership, and leadership comes from the top, not from the rear. Then you have the safety and health management processes. And finally, you have the assurance, the audit, and the feedback. So these are the concepts of CORESafety. Now, I said the plan was to go to 0, 55. It started on 2011, so you can say 2016, more or less, would be a good framework within the 5 years. So The companies who are part of the CORESafety during the period, they reduced fatalities by 74%. The fatalities of the 74%. Let me go to this one. Non-participating companies, because not all companies participated from NMA, had a reduction of only 12%. So that tells you something is working here. But what is of interest is to show you this one. This is what was before, right? The 5-year, we didn't meet the goal of 0. We had 74% reduction, but still some fatalities. But I want to show you the 2017 data. CORESafety companies had 0 fatalities. The rest of industry actually went down and then went back up again. That was celebrated quite a bit. If you go to the website of NMA, you will find a lot of articles about reaching the 0 goal. These are the 28 companies, not all mining companies within NMA agreed to do this. But those who agreed to do this, these are the names you recognize, companies engaged in Peru, for example, Newmont. You will see these are the 28 companies who were responsible for 0 fatalities for the year 2017. So, the CORESafety framework, therefore, has been very successful so far. There is a lot of statements that you can go and read on their website, and in there you will see some that says more companies now want to be certified as CORESafety. And you may ask, how do I get certified? Now remember I showed you all these 20 things? You look at your company and what is your health and safety program? You receive from NMA instruction on the 20 things that you have to fulfill. Then you go and do a risk analysis of your operations. You do some fact-finding, and then you agree to do all these things that CORESafety says you must do. And if you can prove that, then you can become a CORESafety company. So you have to be certified to be a CORESafety company. So this is an announcement from last year when Freeport-McMoRan received certification as a CORESafety company. This is one from Kinross Gold, who actually, I just saw it as I was leaving the US. This came a few days ago this month, that they are also certified. And you will see the statement by the president of these companies about how important the CORESafety has been to them. So, to summarize here, the CORESafety program is not a program, is a process, and it is a culture, and it is something that you have to agree to do or to adhere to. You have to have all the pieces that are required to have, and then you can become part of the team. And as you can see, those who became part of the team saw a significant difference on their fatalities and accidents. Now I want to move something a little bit different. Let's start looking at mining a little bit down the road. So I see 3 types of issues that we need to think about: technical, environmental, and economic. Technical. Our deposits are getting deeper. Often they are getting poorer, less concentration. They are more difficult to extract. We're now talking about block caving or massive mining rather than other types of mining. All these are challenges for the new operations. At the same time, while you're trying to be bigger, you have environmental restrictions. Reduce your footprint. Your waste management has to be minimized. Land access, water usage, community engagement. All these are also requirements in order to be able to operate and have your social license, as they say. And at the same and on top, you also have economic considerations. Increased capital expenditures, permitting issues, price uncertainties, energy costs, greenhouse gases, royalties, access to capital. These are the challenges that we have: technical, environmental, and economic. And in essence, where that leads, the way to the future is to increase productivity and to increase efficiency. And there is only one way you're going to do this. It's not by having people working more hours. It is not by buying a bigger truck. You're going to do it by introducing to your operations totally new technology. So, Rio Tinto, for some reason, they even trademarked the term the mine of the future. I thought that was a little bit too much, if you ask my opinion, but that's all right. I keep telling them occasionally I forgot to put that little TM in there. But believe it or not, Rio Tinto has trademarked the term mine of the future. What is the mine of the future as far as Rio Tinto is concerned? People and technologies working together, safer, smarter, better. And they have a little booklet. This is a cover of a book that I'm showing you out there. You can download it anytime. It's for free out of the Rio Tinto site. Productivity, safer, more efficient, mines increase productivity, networking, people, big data. All these come together. So the mine of the future actually is not in the future. The mine of the future is here now. Operational excellence and innovation is the #1 issue for the mining industry right now. Every time I hear a president of any mining company talking about, they are talking about operational excellence, innovation to improve productivity and efficiency. So although new generation, transformation, new technologies, new innovations are coming more and more, I must tell you, integrating these new technologies in mining has become more and more difficult. So improving efficiency and productivity and growth involves technology or process that has never been implemented before. So you don't only need to have the technology available, you need to have what they call internal stakeholder alignment. The culture of the company could be such to prevent or to encourage and motivate innovation. Have you ever been involved in a company or operation? It doesn't matter what you tell them, oh, we've done it before, doesn't work, right? That's not good. That's not a good culture. So, since this is a health and safety meeting, I will like to address as I go along, if we're going to have a different type of mining operation with different technology or advanced technology, what are the health and safety implications of this? So, what we're looking for is the digital mine. Digital disruption is one of the top 5 risks in the mining industry if companies don't understand it. And I get something from a recent talk, this is just last month from the CEO of Rio Tinto, where some see risks, I also see opportunities. Technology and digital pioneering is about people, and it is up to each of us to manage the change required as sensitive as we can. According to the consultant's report, the 4 things that will happen more or less or are happening now is data, computational power and connectivity in the mines, analytics and intelligence, process digitization, robotics and automation. Remember I said the mine of the future is here. These elements are already introduced into our mines. So we're entering an era of automation, constant connectivity and accelerated change in which the Internet of Things, according to somebody from the United Nations, meets the smart factory. I will make the comparison and say the Internet of Things is now meeting your mining operations. What are these innovations? Sometimes people like to call them disruptive technologies. Disruptive means they are so different and new that they change everything, they disrupt everything. Big data and analytics. We are now still in what I call data-rich environment, but information poor. Now, what is the difference? We have numbers, data from everywhere, but we don't know what to do with it, right? So we have data, but we don't have information. That will change. You will get live, online, instant information in a different format. We have virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence already introduced in our plans. Distributed sensing and biosensing, wearable computers. You can wear a uniform full of computers and you can check everything on you, from dust levels to your biorhythms, whether you fall asleep or whatever how you're working more efficiently. Now we're beginning to do what? Mining companies are using the cloud. All the information is going up centrally, up the cloud. The CEO of your company can check anytime if he wants to where a particular operation is, where a worker is standing right now this minute. The Internet of Things is going to perpetuate the way we do business and manage mines. Autonomous systems and robotics, satellite drones, battery management systems, 3D printing. I'll give you an example. You all know what is 3D printing. Every manufacturer right now, instead of selling you $5 million worth of spare parts, he gives you a drawing and a printer, and you can do it yourself. You don't need to have storage capacity. And don't forget the environmental restrictions. The circular economy, it is a big item. It means that you have to reduce your waste. Sooner or later, we have to reprocess the waste, even if you have to develop some other material to be used for building and construction. It really doesn't matter. You have to reduce that. So let me give you some examples why what I said before, the future is here. This is from a public announcement from Rio Tinto regarding their autonomous vehicles at their iron ore mines in Pilbara. They said they have introduced autonomous trucks since 2008. I want to give you some numbers. The fleet has operated about 700 hours more than conventional haul trucks during